Good morning, students. How are you? I hope you all are very fine. So, as I said in the last class that today I will give you or today I will explain some sums regarding average speed. Okay. So, first again I am discussing what is average speed. Average speed is defined as the ratio of total distance covered by an object to the total time taken by the object. Okay, average speed is equals to total distance upon total time. Okay, you all have to remember this formula. With the help of this formula we can calculate the average speed very easily. Okay, so say there is a sum. A car travels 100 km distance at a speed of 60 km per hour and returns with a speed of 40 km per hour. Calculate its average speed for the whole journey. Okay, so see, acha, suppose here initial speed 60 and then 40. If you do average is equals to 60 plus 40, average means mean, 60 plus 40 upon 2 is equals to 100 upon 2 is equals to 50 km per hour. Okay, this is wrong. This is wrong. Wrong. Okay. Average speed means total distance upon total time. If we do mean to calculate the average speed, then this is wrong. Okay, so see what is the average speed or how can we calculate the average speed. So to find the average speed we need two quantities. One is total distance, another is total time. Here see what is the total distance. First I am drawing the figure. Suppose this is the point A, this is the point B. The object and a particle is moving with a speed of 60 km per hour. This total distance is 100 km. Okay, so it goes with a speed of 60 km per hour and it returns, that means again it returns from B to A with a speed of 40 km per hour. 40 km per hour. Okay, so here what is the total distance? Total distance covered or traveled by the object, traveled by the car. See here total distance, average speed, that means scalar. That's why total distance, not the total displacement. Total distance is equals to once A to B, then B to A. That is the total journey. That means 100 for the forward journey and 100 for the reverse journey. Clear? First the object moves from A to B. That's why 100. Again it returns B to A. Returns back B to A. Again 100 forward, 100 reverse. So total 100 plus 100. So that means 200 kilometer. Clear? Why I have written 200 kilometer? 100 for the forward journey and 100 for the reverse journey. So total journey or total distance covered or traveled is equals to 100 plus 100 is 200 kilometer. Now you have to find the total time. Total time is not given, but the speed is given. Speed for the forward journey and speed for the return journey, both are given. Okay, now we can calculate the time for each cases. For each case, that means we can calculate the time for forward journey and we can calculate the time for reverse journey. Acha, now time taken by the car, time taken by the car for its forward journey. I am writing in simple language, for its forward journey is equals to, what is the formula for the time? Acha, here I am writing, speed is equals to distance upon time. So from this formula we can write time is equals to distance upon speed. Time left position, so speed right position. So time is equals to distance upon time. So time is equals to distance. A to B, what is the distance? 100. And what is the speed? 60. 100 upon 60. Unit will be hour. Unit will be hour. 100 upon 60. So cut. So 2, 3, 2, 5. So 5 upon 3 hours. Clear? Time taken by the car for its forward journey. Understood why I have written forward? Forward means when A to B. Forward means A to B actually. A to B. A to B, the speed was 60. So that's why distance upon speed 5 upon 3. Next. Time taken. Acha, here I am representing this as T1. Okay. Acha, time taken for its return journey is equals to again distance. Acha, return journey means B to A. Return means B to A. Okay. Again distance 100 and the speed was 40. Again unit hour. Cut. So it will be 5 upon 2 hours. Clear? Acha, this is I am representing it as T2. Okay. So here what is the total time? That's why I have told the total word is very important here. Total time T is equals to T1 plus T2. Okay students. So 5 upon 3 plus 5 upon 2 hours. If you add, you will get 25 upon 6 hour. Clear? So see, here I have got the total distance, that is 200, and I have got the total time, that is 25 upon 6. Then I can calculate the average speed easily. Average speed is equals to total distance upon total time. I am writing once. Total distance upon total time is equals to total distance 200, total time 25 upon 6. So speed kilometer per hour. So 200 into 6 upon 25 kilometer per hour. So 25 cut 8, right? 4. Okay. 4. 8. 48 km per hour. So see, if you just add them and by divided by 2, then you will get 50 km per hour. But the average speed is actually 48 km per hour. Average speed is 48 km per hour. Okay. So understood how can we calculate the average speed? Average speed is equals to total distance upon total time. If you can remember the formula total distance upon total time, then you can do the sum very easily. Okay students? Okay. Acha, in this sum, if you have asked find the total average displacement. Acha, what is the formula for the average displacement? Average displacement is equals to sorry. Find the average velocity. Velocity is vector quantity. So vector quantity means average displacement upon total displacement upon total time. Total time will remain same, but in this case total displacement is equals to what? Here total displacement is equals to 0. That's why in this case average velocity will also be 0. Understood why the average velocity is 0? Understood? Time is same. Time is 25 upon 6. In this case total time 25 upon 6 hours is correct. but here the total displacement is 0. What does it mean? What total displacement? Displacement is the shortest distance between initial and final point. Okay, initial and final point. So here the object starts its journey from the point A and it moves to the point B. Again it returns back to the point A. That means initial and final position for the total journey are same. So that's why if the initial and final position are same, then we can say the total displacement is 0. So as the displacement is 0, numerator is 0. As the numerator is 0, we can say the value of the total fraction is 0. That's why the velocity, average velocity is also 0 here. Clear, students? Okay. Okay. Now I am going to start acceleration. The next topic is acceleration. Acceleration. You all know about this word. You know, in the bike, when someone is driving the bike, then we say accelerate. There is an accelerator, brake and clutch. So accelerator. So the word accelerator comes from this word acceleration. The word accelerator comes from the word acceleration. Okay, students. So what? If we accelerate or if we press the accelerator in the bike or in the car, then what happens? You know, then the speed of the car changes or speed of the car increases. Also it may happen if you press the brake, or if you brake the car, or if you brake the bike, if you brake the cycle, then the speed decreases with time. That means we can say with the time the speed can increase or decrease, both can happen. Understood? Just listen carefully. Suppose a bike is moving initially with a speed of 20 km per hour. If we accelerate, then the speed of the bike will increase automatically. Vroom करके बढ़ाया, चलने लगा, speed बढ़ गया. So that means if we want to increase the speed of the car or any vehicle, we have to accelerate. So actually, what does this mean, acceleration? Now I am telling the definition of the acceleration. Listen carefully. Acceleration means acceleration of an object is defined as the change in velocity with per unit time. Change in velocity per unit time. I am writing. Acceleration is defined as the change in velocity per unit time. Understood why I have said the change in velocity? That's why I have told you, if you accelerate, then the speed increases, or if you press the brake, then the speed decreases with time. That means we can see the speed, sometimes speed can increase or sometimes speed decreases. Sometimes speed increases or sometimes speed decreases. So that means speed can increase or speed can decrease. So to represent this increasing in speed or the velocity with time, we apply a new term, that is acceleration. So understood what is acceleration? Acceleration is defined as the change in velocity per unit time. Per unit time means in unit time. Suppose initially the speed of when the time is 0. Suppose this is time, and this is the velocity. Suppose initially when the time is 0, the car is at rest. Okay. When the time is 5, after 5 seconds, the speed increases by 10 meter per second, and this is in second. Okay. Again after 5 seconds, that means when the time is 10 seconds, then the speed 20. Here you see speed is increasing with time, or the velocity is increasing with time. So first 5 seconds 10, next 5 seconds again 10. Okay. So the speed is increasing. So the change in velocity per unit time is called acceleration. So here acceleration is equal to change in velocity per unit time, means here we can represent acceleration is equals to, acha, if you can remember, I have told you per unit time means what we have to do. Tell. Per unit time means we have to divide with time, total time. Okay. So change in velocity upon time. So in this case, for this case, acceleration, acha, it is represented by A. It is represented by A. Acha, here we use arrow. Acha, can anyone tell me why we use arrow? Always remember, to represent any vector quantity, we use this arrow on above the alphabet. Above the symbol or above the alphabet, we use arrow sign to represent the vector. So acceleration is a vector quantity. So here if you see change in velocity, so initial final velocity 10, initial 0. So change in velocity 10 minus 0 10 and time 5. So 2. Acceleration is 2. So clear what does this mean, what acceleration? So for the acceleration, acha, one thing you tell, for the acceleration or to have the acceleration to an object, there must have the change in velocity. If there is no change in velocity, there is no acceleration. That means acceleration only, the acceleration has only for non-uniform motion, because we know in non-uniform motion speed changes or the velocity changes, but for uniform motion speed remains constant. That means speed or velocity remains constant. That means speed or velocity doesn't change. That means for uniform motion of an object there is no acceleration. For uniform motion, no acceleration, no, there is no acceleration. But for non-uniform motion, acceleration is there. Because non-uniform motion means what? Speed may increase or speed may decrease. That means speed can change. Clear everybody? So, acha. So that means speed must be changed. So that means there must have two speeds or two velocities. One is called initial velocity, which is represented by u, and another is called final velocity. Why? Understood why I am writing initial velocity and final velocity? Non-uniform motion means velocity changes. Velocity changes means the initial velocity is represented by initial velocity u, and the last velocity or the final velocity is represented by v. So we can write acceleration is equals to, acha, time taken to change the speed is time t. Sorry, time is a scalar quantity, so there is no arrow. This is the time. Time is equals to t. Acha, what time means initial velocity u, and in time t velocity changes to v. That means in time t speed or the velocity increases or decreases by u to v. Clear? So what will be the acceleration? Acceleration is equals to change. Change means actually the subtraction, final to initial, final minus initial upon time. See na, change in velocity upon time, so final minus initial upon time. So that means A is equals to v minus u upon t. Very important formula. A is equals to v minus u upon t. See. From here we can write AT is equals to v minus u. Acha, here I am not writing, I am not giving the arrowhead, but you remember velocity means vector quantity, acceleration is vector quantity. V minus u, t in this side, division. So if we move, the operation will be changed. So division will be changed by multiplication. That's why A into t, AT. From here we can write u, change the side position of the u. U in this position minus in subtraction. If we bring in this side position, then it will be addition. So then AT plus u is equals to v. So that means v is equals to u plus AT. very important formula. Sums will come with this formula. This formula, I mean, from this formula, A is equals to V minus C upon T, we will get V is equals to U plus AT. Very important formula. Okay, students? Okay? Okay. Acha, now unit of the acceleration. Unit. What is the unit of the acceleration? Acceleration is equals to change in velocity upon time. Change in velocity means unit of velocity. Unit of velocity meter per second. And time means again second. Then I will get meter per second square. Or you can write in meter second. This is the SI unit. SI unit. SI. Huh? In CGS, the unit is centimeter per second square or centimeter second to the power minus 2. Clear? Okay. This question can come in the examination. Why there is why we write 2 times of second in the unit of acceleration? So you have to write 1 second comes due to the change in velocity and another second comes due to the rate of change of velocity. Rate of change of velocity. You can also say rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. Rate of change of velocity. So if in the examination you have asked why do we use second 2 times in the unit of acceleration, then what will you write? 1 second comes due to the change in velocity and another second comes due to the rate of change of velocity. Okay? Okay. Now the types of acceleration. Types of acceleration. There are 2 types of. One is positive acceleration, positive. And the another is negative acceleration, negative. Acha, there is another name of negative acceleration. This is also called retardation. Retardation. That means if you say negative acceleration and if your friend says retardation, then you both are correct. Negative acceleration is called retardation. Acceleration means A and negative acceleration means minus. So negative acceleration is also called retardation. Okay. Acha, what is positive acceleration? First listen the definition carefully. If the velocity of an object increases with time in the direction of motion, then the acceleration of the body is called positive acceleration. Suppose initially the speed was 0, then at time 5 seconds the speed increases by 10, then 20. That means here speed is increasing. So this kind of acceleration is called positive acceleration. That means speed increases with time and that must be the direction of the motion. That means always remember, for the positive acceleration, direction of motion, see, this is very important. Direction of motion and the direction of acceleration both are in same direction. See, this is in this direction, this is in also this direction. That means the direction for both are same. Clear? For positive acceleration, the direction of motion, that means that direction of motion means the direction in which the object is moving. The direction of motion and the direction of acceleration both are same. Clear, everybody? And understood what is positive acceleration? If the speed increases with time, that means if you accelerate the bike, then what happens? Speed increases. Okay. Now what is negative acceleration? The opposite of it. It is defined as if the velocity of an object decreases with time. If the velocity of an object decreases with time, then the acceleration of that object is called the negative acceleration. So in this case, the direction of motion is opposite to the direction of acceleration. Clear, everybody? Clear? Can anyone give the example? Just before I have told, if you brake the car, suppose if you press the brake, then the speed is going to decrease or speed will be going to decrease. That means, but the still the car will move in this direction. Suppose one car is moving in this direction. If you push the brake or if you press the brake, still the car will move in this direction. That means that is the direction of motion. That means in which direction the car is moving. But the direction of acceleration is in this direction. That's why the speed decreases. Motion in this direction, but acceleration in this direction. So both they will oppose to each other. Opposite direction means they will oppose to each other. That's why the speed decreases with time, and after some time the car will come at rest. If you press the brake, then after some time the car will come at rest due to this reason. The direction of motion in this direction, the direction of acceleration in this direction. That means they are in opposite direction. But if you accelerate, they both are in same direction. That's why the speed increases. So positive acceleration means speed increases, negative acceleration means speed decreases. So retardation means speed is decreasing. Okay. Another, there are two types of acceleration. One is uniform acceleration, another is non-uniform acceleration. Non-uniform acceleration. What is uniform acceleration? First listen the definition carefully. If the velocity of an object changes by equal amount in equal interval of time, then the acceleration is called the uniform acceleration. See this example. Here time interval 5 seconds. Here also time interval 5 seconds. That means time intervals are same. 5 seconds, 5 seconds. So see, in first case speed is, or the velocity is increased by 10 meter per second. Again velocity is increased by 10 meter per second. So see, velocity of an object changes by equal amount in equal interval of time. So in first 5 seconds velocity changes 10. Next 5 seconds velocity changes again 10. That means here velocity changes equally in equal interval of time. Then this kind of acceleration are called uniform acceleration. Uniform acceleration. Understood what is uniform acceleration? So suppose for when the time is 0 and time and the velocity, time 0, velocity 0, that means initially at rest. Next 2, velocity 10. Next 4, velocity 20. Next 6, velocity 30. So see, here time intervals are 2, 2, 2, 2. 0 to 2 means 2. 2 to 4 means 2. 4 to 6 means 2. That means time intervals are equal. Now come to the velocity. Velocity changes. 10, 10, 10. That means for all the cases, change in velocity are also same. That means we can say the velocity changes equally in equal interval of time. Equal interval of time. So these kind of acceleration are called uniform acceleration. You know, here velocity changing, velocities are changing, but uniform manner. In uniform manner. That means in equal interval, in equally velocity changes. So that's a uniform acceleration. Velocity must be changed. If there is no uniform acceleration, not the motion. Non-uniform acceleration. Whenever you see acceleration, velocity obviously change. Achha. Non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion means, listen the definition first carefully. If the velocity of an object changes by unequal amount in equal interval of time. See, time 0, velocity 0. Time 2, velocity 10. Time 4, velocity 30. Time 6, velocity 60. So see here, speed or velocity increasing. Velocity is increasing, but in non-uniform manner. See here, time intervals are same. 2, 2, 2. But see, for first case, speed increased by 10. Next, speed increased by 20. Next, speed increased by 30. So these are not equal. So if the velocity of an object changes by unequal amount in equal interval of time, then the acceleration of the object is called non-uniform acceleration. Okay students, so here I am ending the class. In the next class, I will also give you some sums as well as I will start the graphical representation. Okay. So thank you. Stay at home. Be happy.